put you in what they call CC.
Mm-hmm.
You basically stay in a cell 23 hours a day. You get an hour a day to shower, phone calls, all that kind of stuff. After they put me out of that, they threw me in D-Pod, and the one that they threw me in was all the people that were all the transferees, and most of these guys are hardened criminal. They're going up, prison 10, 15, 20 years. Almost everybody in there was long term, and that's where I had the problem where they were thinking I was a confidential informant.
Yeah.
And while I was, I had a guy, and I'd asked a couple of questions. The first time in jail, I didn't know nothing. And they said something about having a fire, and how'd you guys have a fire? They didn't want to go into it. And, one of the guys thought I asked too many questions. He said, the best thing you can do is go sit on your bunk and not move. Okay, no problem. You're about 3 times my size, and I ain't trying to get into a fight. And that's when, when it's as bright as it is in there, basically all you can do is wrap your head in a blanket so that you don't have the light in there. And I did that, just kind of sat in my bunk for about 2 hours, and I kept hearing them in the background talking, oh, these CIs, we're going to teach these guards a lesson. We're going to break these guys' ribs. We're going to grind their teeth on the cell bars, and only way they're leaving out of here is going to be in a gurney. And that's when it got real serious. They started turning the lights down, and one of the COs walks in and had a couple of guys with him that was mopping floors. And he walked out, and when he walked back in, only thing I could think of to get me out, I had to think of something to get me out of that cell, and I hollered, I said, Roberts, that was his name. And everybody else knew what I was trying to do, and they started hollering the same thing so that he wouldn't get his attention. And that's when I said, Robert! I said, I'm thinking about harming myself, because that's the only thing that would have got me out of that cell. And he took me out in the hallway, and then I explained to him, I said, no sir, I said, I'm not suicidal, I said, I'm not going to harm myself. I said, but that's the only thing that I could say that would have got me out of that cell right then and there. And I explained to him what was going on, and I said, you got a couple other guys in here, they may be in the process of getting whooped up on now. I know when I was laying there, there was a guy that was running around just, beating his chest and acting like a gorilla. And he, I didn't see it, but I heard where he walked up to one of the guys on the bunk, and you hear thump, 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 where he just walking up, just wailing on this guy. And it was a bad situation, man.